Akash Winery for a special edition of Temecula Uncorked, and today's guest is none other than Akash Patel, who is one of the founding members here at Akash. I'm super excited to speak with him and learn about their Temecula story and their adventure here at Akash.
Thank you for having us.
You are more than welcome. So you guys had kind of started your adventure a number of years ago, looking for a place for your family to call, make a home in Temecula, make a business in Temecula.
Yes.
And how long did you spend looking for this spot?
Well, my dad and mom and I probably looked for about 10 years out here in Temecula.
Okay.
Yeah, we just kind of, one thing closed and we just started looking out here in wine country, and for over the course of 10 years we would come out here, family trips, and just look and see what was available and how business was doing.
What was it about this particular spot that made you fall in love and made your family go, this is the spot where we're going to find your, because my understanding is when you guys first found this land, it was just bare land, there was nothing here.
Yeah, it was just dirt. It was the right year, 2010, the right price was right.
Sure, that was for that was when the market was definitely very, very heavily depressed, especially in this region. I don't think that we had experienced the stability that I feel like this area is maturing into.
Correct.
As the wine region grows. So they saw that potential kind of early on.
Yeah.
And decided to buy the property. And they knew they wanted to build a winery, or was that just,
no, it was
they just wanted to spot here?
We wanted to grab some land. We were in the hospitality industry. My parents have been in the motel industry since '85, and my dad built and renovated quite a few motels in his time. So it was definitely the idea to put some type of lodging here, bed and breakfast, or a small little villas or something.
Now you haven't done that yet.
No, that is not done yet.
That's future plans.
That is going to start happening. Hopefully by next year we'll start doing that.
Oh wow, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So how do you go from, so talk a little bit about going from the bare land to the vines that we have planted and the building that we see in front of us. Tell me a bit about that journey.
That was an interesting one for us because we didn't know anything about wine or vineyards or farming.
Okay.
But we knew how to ask questions. We knew how to take in information and learn and expand and just.
So who did you go to? You didn't do it alone.
Yeah.
You kind of found some resources. What resources did you tap into to kind of start your journey?
Mainly our neighbors. You know, Charlie over at Patel Winery. They're great people, and so me and my dad would always go over there and ask them questions and see what we got to do and how do we get into this, and little by little asking other people, meeting other people. Stage Ranch, they helped us out a little bit in the beginning with the farming and how what we should be planting. And
so does Stage manage your vineyard? No. Okay.
No.
But at the
they helped us out.
they
helped us out. They got some people who had no idea what to do, and they helped us. They guided us to where we needed to go, and when we knew, and I was confident enough that I can take it from there. And we had a head winemaker at that time who we hired on, and he gave me a lot of confidence that we can manage our own vineyard, that we can do it internally. And we had learned enough from Stage Ranch, and we're thankful for what they did, and we were then able to move
so
forward.
The winemaker and you combined kind of wanted a little bit more of a hands-on approach with the vines, and to have a little bit more control of the vines through the growing process, which when you're under management, they do a very good job, and they certainly handle a number of the grapes in the valley. But they are sending out a crew versus you and the winemaker being out and actually seeing the grapes day by day.
Yeah, I'm a little particular on how everything should be. If you can tell inside our tasting room and outside, I'm always trying to, how can we be better? How can we be perfect? And I know you can never be perfect, but we strive to always do the best we can. So I think it's tough to have someone else do it when I want to learn. I want to know. If I don't know what's going on, then I can't strive and be the best in it. So I think it was best for us to really dive into it and start learning more about it and being more hands-on, so we can make sure we're trying to create the best vineyard we can.
So when did you kind of get involved? Because I'm guessing when your parents bought this land, you were probably a little bit younger.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And maybe not that interested in what they were doing. take an interest in this project and really kind of jump in and take leadership in it?
It was right around the time we started making wine.
Okay.
When we got our winemaker, we were deciding, what are we going to do? How are we going to make the wine? Who's going to make the wine? And at that point, I think I saw my winemaker. I got to know him, and he made me feel comfortable. He made me feel like I can teach you things you need to know. I can help you learn about the business. I can help you learn everything. And what Renato did for us, our winemaker, was to take me under his wing like a little brother and showed me how things should be done. And I got to learn what my palate likes and how we want to present our brand, and just kind of go from there. And he just took me under his wing, and we just excelled from there.
When did you bring your winemaker on, and how did you find your winemaker? What was that process?
It was the right place at the right time.
Okay.
So me and my parents were hanging out here one day. Hadn't really put this building up even. Okay. And we just stumbled upon a lady who came up and was talking to us about the building we're putting up, and then we asked questions, because she's at, we like to ask questions, and we said, who's making your wine? Who are you dealing with out here? We don't really know what we're doing yet. And she said, oh, come, let me show you who I'm working with. And we bombarded into his office, and she introduced us, and he was kind of like, what's going on here? and we met him, and it was kind of like we had the vibe from the beginning. Okay. We had the right vibe from the beginning.
You clicked?
Yeah, we
felt
clicked.
Like he saw your vision?
Yeah, and we always had our guard up in business. You always have your guard up. So me and my parents had a couple meetings, a couple lunches with him, and then I had a dinner with him, and then my dad said, if you like him, then I think he's the real deal. And we're like, I think he's the real deal. And sure enough.
And so your winemaker is?
Renato Seiss.
Okay. And does he just make wine for you, or does he work with any of the other?
He makes wine for us, and he consults for a couple of other wineries, some in San Diego and some out here.
Okay. And he's a local winemaker, or
that's correct. He lives here, but no, he lives here in Temecula. He's lived here for about 10 years.
Okay.
But before that, he came from the Guadalupe vineyards, and he's done some work up in Sonoma. Okay. Up there, and he's worked under some really great people, and then we met him here. Just about 5-6 years ago.
And that vision clicked. And that was, when did he get involved in Akash?
That was almost 2014 time, 2015. Okay. Yeah.
So it was early in the planting, early in the.
Yeah, it was right about the time we were gonna harvest for our first time, and we were gonna start making wine. So it was like the perfect timing. We understood what we needed, and he understood our needs and wants, and we just kind of went from there. And every day I probably bugged the crap out of him. I asked him so many questions, but he's always willing to inform me and share his knowledge with me, so I can expand my knowledge, so I know, because basically I'm very hands-on with this entire business and the process of everything that's going on. So I want to know everything, even though I may not be making the wine, he's making the wine. I want to know why he's taking the grape now. Why is he putting the grape here? Why is he doing this to the juice? Why did it get transferred? Why did it get filtered? And things like that. So yeah,
really kind of have an idea and know from the ground up, so it's not just oh yeah, you go do the wine over here.
Exactly.
It sounds like you've really found a passion, and kind of what's interesting about your story versus some of the other stories we've shared is that you actually, you've done this from the ground up, came here to bare dirt, brought the water, brought the power, brought the vines, found the winemaker, and really have been involved and learned this every step of the way. What would you say was the biggest mistake you kind of made going through this, and the biggest learning opportunity? Because usually in our mistakes is where we've you learned so much through trial and error.
I think we made a million mistakes.
Okay.
And I think with mistakes you can learn how to succeed. With failing you can learn how to succeed. So I don't know. Right? Yeah. I mean, I think the quicker you fail, the faster you can succeed. So I don't know. The biggest struggle I think was for me was adapting, and I think for my parents learning how the governing bodies work out here. It's not a normal process. It's different than what we knew in New Mexico, and it was a big learning curve. I was also very young. I didn't know how you go about building something, and I had a huge learning experience on this to know the processes. And we didn't just hire a consulting agent to just go run and do our paperwork for us. I went to the county every day. I figured it out. I asked the questions. How do we build a winery? What do we got to do to satisfy you guys so we can build this thing?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I was asking
how many visits did it go to county where you'd get one answer and then you'd move steps to do that, and then you go back again and then got a different answer from a different person.
And that's exactly that was what we were learning.
Yes.
We were
and it's an hour and a half each way, right?
Each way, yep.
Yeah.
So, and
these are the like, it sounds, I mean, these are the tedious day-to-day small steps that people that are trying to get any venture off the ground are taking.
Yeah, definitely.
And successes in pushing through those mundane. I mean, how many times did you go to county where you're just like, why am I even?
Oh yeah, sometimes you'd go there, you'd wait a couple hours, talk to somebody for one question and one answer, and then you finally get it, and then drive right back, and then you go and do what you got to do, and then that unravels something else that you got to go back there and supply them with and whatnot. And it's just the way, it's the nature of the game. And you know, we're dealing with the architects, the engineers, then not only the county, you have to work with SoCal Edison, that's who brings you power, and then you got to work with Rancho Water, that's who brings your water in. You got to work with EMWD, that's who brings your sewer in. So you're learning with these entities, and they're their own governing agencies, but then they all fall under the county's rules. So now we'll do this, but now you got to go back to the county and figure out what do they want, right? And
not so to be discouraging, but just to be real about what the process, you know, you come in here and there's this beautiful tasting room, but the process to get here has been
8 years.
8 years.
And
the process just from, as you said, you started with the land in 2010. The first harvest was 4 years later.
Right.
So that's before you even get one drop of wine in a bottle that you can't drink for.
Well, we can't even, we harvest it, we produce it, but then it's got to sit in the bottle. If we're making a red wine, it's got to barrel age for 2 years and then sit in the bottle for 6 months. So start to finish, when you first plant to getting a bottle of red wine is almost 6 years.
Exactly.
And yeah, that 6 years is that's time and money, and it's a big investment.
And when your family's doing this together, and they've kind of put you in charge, and they're questioning and what's going on.
Definitely.
We got a little bright here. Let's see if I can. Oh, now we're dark. Let's see if we can get this back into. There we go. Okay, we both look human again. The joys of technology. So that's like kind of the arduous plotting stage of it. You opened up a private tasting in your earlier days.
Yeah.
Tell me about that and how that played a role in what we're seeing here today at Akash.
Yeah, well, we started making wine, then we started having case goods, and well, we didn't know what stage we were at with the county and how to get this place open, but we knew that we had to start moving some wine and creating a brand and creating a name. And on Saturdays, on my free time on Sundays, I would just sit inside the bar that we put up, and if people drove up the driveway and they just kind of peeked their head in and they were nosy, like what's going on here, then I would give them a little bit of wine and see, you know, if they liked it. And then everybody was learning that we had some damn good wine, and they're like, they wanted to keep coming back, because that was our main focus, was we're gonna do this.
Which is something you're allowed to do as a private winery.
Yeah.
You cannot ever, you know, you can have people in by appointments. There's some things that the county does allow, and so it was a great way for you to kind of test out.
Yeah, just learn. I needed to learn the business. I needed to learn what we were doing, learn the clientele that was going to come up, and how to go about an experience that I wanted to provide for them that was different than everybody else in wine country. Because here we do things a little differently than the rest of wine country.
So tell me about that. What do you do that is different from the rest of wine country?
Here, you know, we ask people coming in on the weekends, please make a reservation via Yelp or our website. Any groups larger than 10, you know, please call in and 24 to 48 hours in advance, so we can have a private setting for you inside the taste room. It's a very intimate experience. So you make a reservation, you're greeted by a host, you get sat, and we take you through a tasting experience if you wanted to do a tasting. We have a knowledgeable server that pours the wines for you and gives you a little bit of knowledge about each varietal, answers any questions you like, and you get to have that bond and conversation with somebody over wine. And they'll tell you a little bit of our family history and what's going on with the property and all the cool stuff that's going on.
And by the way, you guys have done a fantastic job. Commend you on the interior of the winery. It's a very chic, elegant, but still in keeping with wine country. It has a really lovely feel, very high ceilings, modern, contemporary decor, some very creative art on the wine barrel
service is fantastic, and that's my motto is to provide a 5-star experience for each customer that walks through the door. It's very important to us to make sure that they feel comfortable, and wine can be a very sophisticated thing, but we like to have fun with it and bring some sophistication to it, but make you feel comfortable when you're drinking our wine, and you can ask questions, or you can just hang out and enjoy with your family and friends.
Whichever way. And I mean, you can see behind us, the vistas here are stunning.
Yeah.
You can see one of the, some of the things that your parents saw in the land when they got it. And certainly Calle Contento, the street that you're on, has really kind of taken on its own little character and flavor with neighbors like Faulkner and Peltzer, Long Shadow. So you're in excellent company.
Oh yeah.
And you've repeated something that I have heard over and over again with people coming into the Temecula Winery scene and environment, about the collaborative nature of this wine community and how encouraging and supportive the different owners are. And it's amazing that right down to the nuts and bolts of you saying you go over at Peltzer all the time asking questions in your early days. And they were just getting started too.
Yeah.
You guys were kind of they were maybe a few steps ahead of you.
Oh yeah.
But learning from others and neighbors to kind of build up this community it's so. I've told this story before on Temecula Uncorked, and I've shared it with whether it's Steve over at Chapin or over at Bailey. It seems to be so universal, but it's still refreshing every time I hear it.
Yeah.
Is there any time in particular in your that kind of relationship where you really needed support and someone came through? Areas where you were stuck on? Anything specific that comes to mind?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, here and there, nothing specific. I guess one crazy time was when it was raining like crazy here. We needed mulch or hay to stop the rain and stop everything kind of coming down on us, and I just called Charlie over at Peltzer. I said, "You got any mulch or hay or anything?" He's like, "Yeah, I got a bunch of bundles, come over." And I just went over there, loaded up our truck with everything he had, and we just threw it on our ground to help stop the rain from flooding, different areas of our building. And it's a funny thing that happened, but it was, it's something that we didn't know what the hell to do, and I just gave him a call, and he was there to open up his gates and help me load my truck, and do you need anything else? Just that kind of friendly vibe. So it's nice to know that.
That's what I'm talking about. Like that is neighborly.
Yeah.
And that is community. When you're in a crisis, your building's flooding, and you can pick up the phone and get real support.
Yeah.
And you definitely hear that story over and over. So looking ahead to the future, you've got bed and breakfast planned.
Yes, we do.
So that's in the works.
Yep.
Is there anything that viewers would want to know about what we're doing here? By appointment tastings are preferred.
Yep.
I'm guessing there is drive-up walk-in opportunities. You're just trying to offer the best
if you want to sit inside the tasting lounge and hang out and enjoy that seated guided tasting, we recommend making a reservation. We'll always find room for walk-ins, and we have a beautiful wine club terrace. That's what we're sitting on for our club members, so no reservation needed for the club terrace. And then we have some other rooms on the outside and in the barrel room to where people can walk in and hang out. So plenty of room for everybody. Just that seated experience inside the tasting lounge is
And I noticed as well that you guys, because I track and share events here, which viewers who know or those who don't know, if you text 951-419-4190 and then text the keyword events, I post all of the events both at Akash and other wineries in the area. And I have noticed that you guys are doing more and more events and starting to open your door to host those fun events, which is awesome.
Yeah, we do little things like Taco Tuesday, Wing Wednesdays on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then on Fridays and Saturdays, we did build a lounge here. That's the environment we have, so we call it the Sky Lounge, and we have live music from 5 to 9 on Fridays and Saturdays just to kind of wind down and hang out, and it's always going to be a nice chill vibe. Nothing, no big bands or anything. It's just going to be conversational with beautiful music in the background being played live.
I love it, and we are super excited that Wine Country Wednesday for August, we're going to be hosting that here at Akash Winery, so we would love to see you. That will be August, is that the 28th?
I forget,
I think it's the 28th. 21st? I think it's the 28th. The last Wednesday of August. We will be here 6:30 till about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and we would love to have you come